Aloha! Welcome back to the Screening Room in Like Flynn viewers. Today we are going to be breaking down the heartwarming holiday classic, Silent Night, directed by John Woo. Stay tuned. Okay, Silent Night. What can I say about this movie except it was probably one of the worst movies I have ever seen. Oh my gosh. I saw the early reviews for this movie and I was worried, but I am a huge fan of cheesy action flicks. So I'm like, you know what? John Woo, action movie, Christmas movie, sounds like, kind of Die Hard met Death Wish, met John Wick. I'm like all in on this movie. I go last night. Oh my gosh. So if John Wick and the Punisher had an incompetent sidekick, it would be Joel Kinnaman's character. He makes zero sense. All right, I'll start from the beginning. Let me lay out the premise, even if you don't know it. So we have this devoted husband and family man, Joel Kinnaman's character. I don't even know his name because they don't even talk in this movie. I think his name maybe was John. I'm not sure. But we're supposed to feel this overwhelming sense of sympathy when he loses his young son on Christmas Eve due to gang violence and he gets hit by a stray bullet. And then through a turn of events where he immediately becomes a vigilante, he doesn't want to grieve his dying son there with his wife who's in tears. No, he's going to go chase after a red balloon and these gang members who have automatic weapons that are firing at each other, and he's going to become an automatic vigilante even though he has no training to be a vigilante or to be any kind of martial artist or handle a weapon or anything like that, but he just takes off after him. And because of this, there's an unfortunate turn of events. He gets shot in the throat and he loses his ability to speak, thus Silent Night. Whoa, there's a great title, and we're going to make it a Christmas movie too. Fantastic. Okay, cue to a month later, he's getting out of the hospital, and the guy turns into a complete asshole. I'm not even gonna lie. The dude is an asshole. We have absolutely zero redeeming characteristics for our main protagonist early on in this movie. It basically is like he never loved his wife. He completely dismisses his wife, who's also dealing with the death of a child. So she's out the window, okay? Like he doesn't care two shits about her at all. So she's mourning. He's being a total dick. He turns into an alcoholic. And yeah, he's just like goes into the basement. He's doing like the weirdest, stupid stuff. I mean, I guess if I had to mourn the loss of a child, maybe I would go there. But this was like 0 to 100. We go from a guy that was supposed to be like a great family guy to this. Then he decides he's going to be a complete and total vigilante, just flip of a switch. And we see him circle December 24th on the calendar, and they all die. Oh my gosh, it's ominous. And we're going to go into training, and we're going to have a training montage. Unfortunately, this training montage takes up a third of the movie, probably more than a third of the movie, because it's almost like a 2-hour movie. It's just shy of 2 hours. And for a John Woo action movie, it's missing action. It's really like the training montage isn't that great. It was literally a bore fest. And the guy really gets no professional hands-on training. He's watching like YouTube videos, and I'm supposed to believe that he learns how to do all this like hand-to-hand combat and stuff just by watching YouTube videos and attacking a dummy in his basement. I can get the whole physical aspect where he goes from like someone using a cane to, being in super muscular shape, who was probably, he had to be on like HGH or something, let's be honest. We get the obligatory shirt off scene with just ripped, chiseled body at the end. Like, okay, whatever. It's an action movie. Let's go with it. The problem is like, he has no redeeming characteristics. There's no dialogue in this movie, and it's just laughable how absurd the movie gets, especially towards the end of the movie. Then finally, like, okay, I've sat through this whole thing. Let's get to the payoff, right? The absolute slobber knocker of a payoff that this is going to be. We're going to see blood, guts, gore, action. Well, it's kind of like John Wick toned down to a 1 out of 10. I am so disappointed with John Woo. I mean, you get flashes, you get little glimpses of his action movie prowess, his greatness, right? But then it the villains in this movie, these gang members that he's going after. Well, let's start. You really don't know why he's going after these particular people. You just see their mugshots up on a wall in a police station, and he takes pictures of them, and he's like, they're all going to die. We have no idea if these people are responsible for his son's death or not, but they are the most incompetent gang members in the history of gang members. They're literally hanging out of their cars like, hey, shoot me. I legitimately, it is that bad. They're walking down hallways just like, oh, he's got a gun. Oh, I'm going to shoot you now. Oh my gosh. They are like the worst villains in history. I guess I don't know if I'm spoiled because we got John Wick Chapter 4 and that was just so good. But the action in this movie was terrible. And then it almost kind of goes over the top like RoboCop. It's almost like we were delved back into Detroit with Joel Kinnaman's RoboCop remake as Alex Murphy. Like if I just wanted to pretend he was Alex Murphy and by the end of this movie he's like all shot up, bloodied and whatever and he's going to turn into RoboCop, I would kind of believe it. Like we could call it a RoboCop prequel and give him the name Alex Murphy because we see these gang members just getting away with the most ridiculous things they would never get away with. And also the vigilante, the protagonist of the movie, I don't even know his name. I think it was John. We'll call him John. We'll go with John. He was the most ridiculous protagonist in the history of action movies. He's killing people, but he's legitimately looking confused about it. He's like, and then he starts looking scared. At one point, he even pukes. He like kills some guys, and then he just randomly throws up. Like, what was that about, dude? I don't get it. Like, you just left your DNA all over the crime scene. Like, do you want to get caught? I don't know. Maybe you want to get caught. That was a question that I had in my head. I think this dude legitimately wanted to get caught by the police while he was going on this vigilante rampage. There was also a part in this movie where he has a guy bound and tied up and he's trying to get a confession out of him. Now, I don't know why he's trying to get a confession out of this guy. We don't even know what this guy does. We literally have just seen this guy in one or two quick little glimpses when he's doing his little recon part of his training. And he's like, write down what illegal activities you guys do and you're tied up. He couldn't even handle a tied up and bound criminal. He's such a bad protagonist. He couldn't even successfully handle a guy that was bound and gagged. And he took out this guy at the gangster's house. And for some reason, he takes the gangster in the middle of the night away from his house after he secures him, we'll say, and then just randomly takes him to his house. Like, okay, let me take you to my home where I live because I want to interrogate you, but I can't interrogate you because I can't talk. But I need you to just write down all the bad things that you've done. So please just go ahead and do that for me. Thank you. And then, okay, so let's just get on. We'll just move on to it. I mean, the action scenes are just so absurd. It's ridiculous. The main bad guy, the main gangster, so ridiculous. There is a huge shootout at the end of the movie. Obviously, it's basically like John Wick going after the bad guy, killing, 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 killing. Great, fantastic. The main bad gang leader, I don't know his name either. We'll call him Tattoo Face because he's just got tattoos all over his face. That's his main characteristic, right? Literally doing a slow dance with a junkie, with this girl junkie who he shot up with heroin and she's all high and they're literally slow dancing to Christmas music with like techno balls and stuff going on around him and music and lights and he's just like slow dancing with her like, oh hey, that, all my buddies downstairs are getting killed, but let's slow dance to the music and wah wah wah. I am not kidding you. That is the absurdity of this movie. Then the high chick who literally was just passed out 2 minutes ago that he injected with heroin, she comes up with a machine gun, literally a machine gun, and just starts firing and blasting and literally almost kills our main protagonist. Then you have this like little sidekick police officer guy who kind of gets wrapped up in the end of the movie. She's taking him out too. She's just wide open. So I'm led to believe this guy just killed probably 40 people on the way to get this main gang leader, but that he can't take a doped up girl who's just standing in the middle of the room with a machine gun and then she has to go to reload, and that's when they go to duck. She's literally reloading her gun, like, oh, we should duck now. And then she starts firing in, they go out and get shot. It's so, dude, oh my gosh. Holy crap. What a weird movie. I can't take it. Anyway, this movie was so predictable. It was so absurd. I am kind of disappointed I wasted nearly 2 hours of my life on this movie. So sad. Oh my gosh. I just need to. Me and my buddy Mike, we got out of the movie. We were literally laughing about how bad the movie was and the decisions that were made. I'm sorry. I really wanted to like this movie. It was like right up my alley at everything that I like about action movies. Joel Kinnaman, he is a good actor and he did the best he could with this role. He tried to make do with what he was given. So, Joel Kinnaman, you did what you could with the character and the movie. I hope you got a really big paycheck out of it. You got really ripped for the movie, dude. Congratulations. You got in really good shape, but the movie is clunker. Sorry. 2 thumbs way down. If I have to give this movie a rating out of 5, I'm not a huge fan of rating movies, but if I did, it is a 0.1, 0.25. I have to give it a quarter of a star. I'll give it a quarter of a star out of 5. It was horrible. Do not waste your time. Wait till it comes out to streaming. Don't go see it in the movies. You don't even need to go see it in the movies. It's an action movie without a whole lot of action. Wait till it comes out on streaming. You can see it then, and then you can watch this review back and be like, yeah, why did I waste my time seeing this movie? Sorry, John Woo. Do better next time. I don't know. You just phoned that one in, man. And hey, it is what it is. All movies can't be great. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I don't want to spend any more time on this movie. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you are not a subscriber to the In Like Flynn's channel, we would love it if you hit that like, thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Maybe you've seen this movie. Let us know if you've seen it. If you're going to plan on seeing it. If you have any questions about the movie, hit me up in the comments. I will respond. And if you subscribe to the channel, that would be so amazing because we love doing these movie reviews and we love having you on our journey. Until next time, from the screening room, peace out, everybody. Aloha. Merry Christmas.